All right, welcome everybody to Teaching Crypto. This is AZ Crypto doing a solo tonight. And so, right when you think that everything is okay with Voyager, by the way, you could do us a huge favor. We would love it if you hit that subscribe button, notification button, that like button. It really helps us out as we try to push for further and further subscribers here, as hopefully the Voyager situation comes to an end. But just as we're feeling like closure is near and we're almost out of the woods. After the voting is over yesterday, we get word that there is a $455 million possible hold due to clawbacks from FTX. And it's just insane to me that one bankruptcy company, because you have Almeida and you got FTX, who is right now being charged with fraud, including Sam Bankman-Fried, even more charges today, is is putting in claims with Kirkland and Ellis, who's supposed to be working with Voyager, and it might affect funding for the customers. Now, later the UCC tweeted how they had negotiated with FTX about the 75 million claim, which is separate from this 455 million, and there was a lot of confusion as to what's going on. Now, some people are claiming that this is going to get settled in 1 to 2 months. Some people are saying that the judge is going to rule on this on 3rd. The judge is going to have to say something, because right now, although the UCC tweet yesterday, the thread they pulled out looked good in terms of the notification with Almeida, and it wouldn't affect Voyager creditors, and they wouldn't object to the deal, there's still this 455 million that seems suspicious. And a lot of people have been saying they know the answer to it. For me, I just haven't seen anything definitive. So what I would love, and I tweeted yesterday at the UCC, and they did put a thread out late last evening about how they were negotiating with FTX, but it did not answer all the questions. So this supposedly that $75 million claim has been negotiated and it was not going to affect creditors, but no mention of the 455 being withheld. So that's what we're kind of at here, is we need more information, right? If you can't do an AMA because it's too expensive, give us more detail. So if you're out there in the UCC, keep tweeting, give us more information. Otherwise, waiting another 10 days to find out from the judge is kind of cruel, right? Because we were looking at a heavier, the way the market was going, we had hit 25K BTC. Some of the alts had run. We were looking at a better recovery. And so people got excited because they're like, oh, this might go over 60%. This is great. And yesterday, right as you know it, you get that news that there might be 455. People were going hysterical. Then you had the UCC. And the way I read it, I thought, okay, they're saying this is not a big issue. But then someone pointed out, well, that what they're saying doesn't necessarily mean that there's not money being withheld until the two parties can come to agreement. Really, really messy. Remember, Almeida at the end owned a decent amount of Voyager because they were preferred lender. What we didn't know was Almeida was insolvent because of Sam. And so the whole thing is just insane. Because even if 3AC didn't happen, and not enough people talked about this, even if there was no 3AC, Voyager was in huge trouble because how much they were involved with Almeida. Money was going back and forth between FTX, Voyager, and Almeida. Not a lot of people bring that up, but it's like a house of cards that was destined to go down. So we don't know exactly here what's going on. Let's see, and I'm hoping the UCC does more than last night's thread. Last night's thread seemed okay, seemed pretty good, and then people pointed out that maybe it's not 100%. Now, in terms of the SEC's objection, it's really, really shallow. And here's the problem: Voyager's not being sold to Binance. It's the assets of the customers. So the SEC putting in, saying that they object. And one, I don't think this is a heavy objection that's going to stop the deal. I read into it, and I still think the judge is going to approve it. It looks bad, like some of the other objections did, like the state of Texas did before. But I do think that someone's pointing out this is not even the newest news. The FTC is bashing the Binance takeover of Voyager and wants to stop it. This is getting completely out of hand, to say the least. FTC is bashing the Binance takeover of Voyager. Well, let's see. Like I said, crypto 0634. I don't know if that's going to stop the deal. I still think the judge intends to let this deal go through. I actually think the deal is going through. The issue is how much are customers getting back? That's what we need to understand. I actually do think the Binance deal is happening. I could be wrong, but I don't think the SEC objection is. And I read into it. It's stuff that they brought up before. It's not. I don't think it's going to stop the deal because you got to remember something. What Binance is getting are the assets. They're not going to rerun the Voyager platform. They're not looking for They're not looking for licenses to operate like Voyager was. This stuff is going to Binance US, right? And so, if Binance US is legal, really, can they stop assets from going over there? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And I think the judge, and I could be wrong, but I really do think the judge is going to okay the deal. In the end of the day, we just need to know about this 455 because it directly affects creditors' recovery, right? We're looking at good recovery, not good. I mean, originally the Binance deal was supposed to be at 49%, and then we thought to ourselves, oh, maybe the market's doing much better. Maybe we can claw back up to 60%. And then boom, yesterday the news, and then like I said, the UCC comes out and says they're negotiating um, with FTX, but they didn't specifically get into the millions of dollars that were being withheld, not including the wind down money. So again, a lot of information. So I mean, the UCC did say the way they worded it is they've taken a significant step forward with FTX and Alameda, okay, and it was a settlement they claimed, okay, but they basically said Alameda has agreed that it will either withdraw its $75 million claim, okay, or contribute that to the Voyager OPCO, which will then go to the benefit of the creditors. So it keeps talking about Alameda, and then it really doesn't. It does say though they did say FTX Alameda will not object to the Chapter 11 plan. But my question still is that the millions of dollars that are being withheld, and how is that going to affect creditors? And and if you have news out there that I have not seen, I've tried to read everything. I'm still not 100% sure what the answer is. I wish I could come here and say it's not going to happen. The judge is going to strike this down on the 3rd of March and everything's going to be okay. I really do think this deal is going through. But again, the question is how much are creditors getting back? This has just been a nightmare for all the customers. No one deserves to go through this. They really need to figure out how to make Chapter 11 more fair to creditors. I mean, people are just going to keep saying, well, you should have read the fine print. You know what? That at this point, that's just a slap in the face. We know what happened. We know what didn't happen. We know what promises were made and weren't made. And just put a horrible taste in people's mouth. And again, I'm going to keep saying this. You have Steve Ehrlich still taking a full salary, which is outrageous. After all this has happened, this man is still paying himself a full salary, and he wants protection from the lawyers. And that don't ever let anyone tell you they hired Kirkland and Ellis because they knew they could protect the team. It was never about giving the customers the most back. If they really cared about the customers, there would have been a toggle in August. In August, you could have done that. And we know that because now it's an option on the table if this Binance deal would somehow not go through, which I do think it is. So what we really need, if we're not going to get more information from the UCC, is the judge needs to come out and make everything clear on March 3rd. What is happening? And hopefully we'll get clarification. Hopefully there'll be some type of resolution with this money that's being withheld. And hopefully we will understand what it is. If you have not gone in and opted into the Binance deal, I would do so. Again, there's been some crazy turds. You never know what's around the corner. But I do believe this deal will go through. And if you already have a Binance US account, they're going to be able to link those accounts. You'll get your crypto in kind, whatever percentage is, over a few weeks. And hopefully, again, by April, this is over. Let's just hope there are no more surprises here. Enough is enough. And at some point, the judges got to step up and say, creditors have been through enough. I'm ending this, right? Either the Binance deal is going through or we are doing a toggle. Voyager, you got 10 days. Get your stuff in order. Tell the customers exactly how much they can have with the money you have left, and let's go. Enough is enough, right? This is insanity. This has been happening since early July. And it's just a joke. The staking horse plan, if you remember, was over 70%. I mean, it wasn't all crypto, it was some other stuff involved. But what we've gone through has just been absolutely insane. And I really, really hope the judge shows some leadership here. I know technically he doesn't owe people anything, but you know what? You're a judge. Step up and be a leader. Say isn't enough is enough, right? And we've talked about before calling the judge, leaving messages. That can never hurt because this is just insane and it needs to end, right? No more. No one deserves this. This is just true insanity. So hopefully we get more information here about this 455 that they're talking about. And hopefully the UCC even gives us more detail before the judge does rule on what is going on. We will try to hold on to see what happens. We will keep our ears open and hopefully we get good news. Let's try to remain positive. Remember, BTC halving is only a year away. So hopefully crypto is a major way we as a channel and everyone watches. And I want to thank you so much for tuning in that we can recover, right? So that's what this channel is going to be about in the future, recovery, because we can't go back and change the past as much as we want to go in and yell at Steve and never give him our money. That day is long gone. So I want to say thank you, everyone. If you could hit that subscribe button, it would really help us. That like, the notification, it all helps. For AZ Crypto, that's me. I want to wish you guys a great evening, and I'll talk to you later.